Stroke, like an uninvited guest, can slip in without warning, disrupting the rhythm of life. In the words of Dr. Ralph L. Sacco, a renowned neurologist, stroke is a sudden attack on the brain, where blood flow is blocked or bursts, stealing oxygen and time. It's a stark truth. A few minutes without blood to the brain can change everything. You feel the weight of that vulnerability, but also a spark. Knowledge is your guiding light. Think of your brain as a bustling city, its blood vessels like highways, carrying oxygen like endless delivery trucks. When one of those highways gets clogged, maybe by a blood clot, or bursts, flooding the system, chaos erupts. Historians of medicine still debate whether Hippocrates, describing sudden collapse in the 5th century BC, was truly referring to stroke. Regardless, the idea that the body can falter in an instant has haunted humanity for centuries. A quirky aside, in the 1800s, doctors once thought strokes were caused by divine wrath striking the brain. Thank goodness for modern science. You're standing at the crossroads of history and progress, ready to see clearly. But understanding stroke isn't just about memorizing its definition. It demands sharp thinking, a mindfulness to see your body as an ecosystem that needs care. Dr. Deepak L. Bhatt, a Harvard cardiologist, once said, "Stroke isn't a random accident. It's often a sum of accumulated choices." You pause, wondering, am I listening to my body? Blood pressure, heart rate, daily habits. They're all clues. Knowing about stroke means more than grasping what it is. It's realizing you have a role in keeping that city in your head running smoothly. You breathe in the tea's faint aroma, feeling clarity take root. This clarity pulls you forward. You don't just want to know, you want to act. But where does action begin? With belief, a quiet confidence that you can shape your path. Experts like Dr. Sacco emphasize that awareness is the first step. You don't need to be a doctor, but you need to be awake enough to spot warning signs and risk factors. High blood pressure, smoking, obesity, these aren't fate. They're roads you can choose not to travel. You set the mug down, its warmth lingering on your palms, and tell yourself, I can do this. Not because you're stronger than anyone else, but because you're starting to see the way ahead. This journey isn't a sprint. It's a long walk where every step counts. You think of those who face stroke, stories you've heard, loved ones, friends, maybe even you, a historical truth. In 1924, when President Woodrow Wilson suffered a stroke, the world saw how even a leader could be felled by an invisible foe. But you're not Wilson, and this isn't 1924. Science has given you tools, knowledge about blood pressure, lifestyle, what keeps the brain safe. You feel a flicker of hope, a belief that understanding is power. As you sip your tea again, you realize this journey isn't just about dodging stroke. It's about living with awareness, with purpose, with a mind wide open to what's possible. The clarity you found isn't just a fleeting moment. It's a call to action. Knowing what stroke can do is one thing, but keeping it at bay? That's where discipline comes in, the kind that feels like a steady hand guiding you through a storm. Dr. Walter J. Koreschetz, director of the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke, once said, "Preventing stroke is about controlling what you can, blood pressure, smoking, weight, before the body decides for you." You feel the weight of those words, not as a burden, but as a map. Each choice you make is a brick in the wall between you and that silent threat. Discipline sounds rigid, like a rulebook carved in stone, but it's more like tending a garden. You check your blood pressure, maybe with one of those monitors that hums softly as it tightens around your arm. You cut back on cigarettes, or maybe you've already quit, remembering how the smoke used to curl like a ghost in the air. You choose foods that nourish, leafy greens, berries, the kind of stuff that makes your body hum with gratitude. A historical truth. In the 1960s, the Framingham Heart Study, a landmark in medical research, first linked high blood pressure to stroke risk, changing how doctors saw prevention. It's a reminder that science builds bridges you can walk across. A curious detail? Early researchers in that study were puzzled when they found that stress could spike blood pressure, almost as if the mind could sabotage the body. You smile, thinking how strange it is that your thoughts can ripple through your veins. But discipline isn't just about saying no. It's about saying yes to a life you want to live. You start walking more, maybe just around the block, feeling the crunch of leaves underfoot or the rhythm of your breath in the cool morning air. Exercise, even light, is a shield. Dr. Cheryl D. Bushnell, a stroke specialist, notes regular physical activity strengthens the heart, lowers blood pressure, and keeps vessels flexible, key to stroke prevention. You don't need to run marathons. A brisk walk, a gentle yoga flow, even dancing to your favorite song in the kitchen counts. You picture yourself moving, not out of fear, but because it feels good to be alive. The historians still argue over whether the Framingham study overstated lifestyle's role versus genetics in stroke risk. It's a debate that hums in the background, but you know one thing: your choices matter. This path of discipline isn't lonely. It's purposeful, a quiet rebellion against complacency. You think about the people around you, maybe a parent who checks their blood pressure religiously, or a friend who swaps soda for water and never looked back. Their stories weave into yours, reminding you that prevention is a shared human effort. You set the tea down, it's rim cool now, and feel a shift. Discipline isn't punishment, it's power. It's choosing to stand guard over your health, to say, not today, to anything that threatens a city in your brain. You're not perfect, nobody is, but each step you take, each cigarette you don't smoke, each salad you choose over fries, is a victory. You feel it in your bones, a steady pulse of intention. And yet, discipline alone isn't enough. You know that stroke can still creep in, silent and swift. What happens when the warning signs appear? You're ready to learn, to sharpen your senses, to become the kind of person who doesn't just prevent but prepares. The room feels a little brighter now, as if your resolve has turned up the light. You're not just protecting yourself. You're building a life where every choice aligns with who you want to be. The journey continues, and you're ready to take the next step. Eyes wide open, heart steady, mind clear. You built discipline into your days, checking your blood pressure, choosing healthier habits. But now you're ready to hone your vigilance. Stroke doesn't always announce itself with fanfare. It whispers, and you need to hear it. Dr. Mitchell S. V.L. Kind, a leading neurologist, once said, recognizing stroke symptoms early can mean the difference between recovery and disability. You let that sink in, feeling the urgency of being alert, of seeing the signs before they spiral. Imagine your body as a map, and stroke's early warnings are faint tremors on the horizon, weakness in an arm or leg, like a limb suddenly forgetting its strength, slurred speech, words slipping like they're caught in molasses, a drooping face, as if one side decided to rest. These are the signals, and you're learning to read them. The FAST acronym, face, arms, speech, time, becomes your mantra, a simple code etched into your mind. You picture yourself testing it, raising both arms, speaking a sentence, checking your reflection. A historical truth grounds you. In 1996, the National Stroke Association launched the FAST campaign, transforming how the public spots stroke. It's a tool that saved countless lives, turning bystanders into first responders. A quirky detail? Early stroke awareness campaigns use cartoonish posters of drooping faces. Almost comical, yet they got the message across. You're not just memorizing symptoms. You're training your instincts. Dr. Bernadette Bodenal-Bala, a public health expert, emphasizes time is brain. Every minute a stroke goes untreated, millions of neurons die. You feel a chill, not from fear, but from the power of knowing. You imagine yourself in a moment of crisis. Maybe it's not you, but a loved one, their words stumbling, their smile uneven. You'd know to act, to call for help, to say, this is urgent. The historians still debate whether public campaigns like FAST oversimplify stroke's complexity, potentially missing atypical symptoms like sudden confusion or vision loss. But you don't need to settle that argument. You just need to be ready to see clearly when the moment comes. This vigilance feels like a quiet strength, like standing watch over a sleeping city. You're not paranoid, you're prepared. You think about the last time you felt off, maybe a dizzy spell or a moment of weakness, and wonder if you'd recognize the difference between fatigue and something more. You start to notice your body more closely, the way your fingers curl around the mug, the rhythm of your voice when you hum a tune. It's not about living in fear. It's about living with awareness, with a vision so clear it cuts through the fog. You're learning to trust your senses, to act without hesitation. That's what this journey demands, not just discipline, but the courage to respond. As you set the mug down, its base clicking softly against the table, you feel a shift. You're not just preventing stroke. You're becoming someone who can face it head-on. The room feels alive now, humming with your resolve. You're ready to carry this awareness forward, to learn not just how to avoid danger, but how to thrive beyond it. The signs are clear, and so is your path. You're not just surviving. You're building a life where every moment is seen, felt, and acted upon with purpose. The mug sits empty on the table, its warmth a faint memory. But you're alive with purpose, your senses sharpened by the knowledge of stroke's warning signs. You've learned to listen to your body, to spot the whispers of danger, but now you're ready to go further, to live well, not just in spite of risk, but beyond it. Dr. Pamela W. Duncan, a rehabilitation expert, once said, "Living after stroke risk means embracing movement and adaptability, rebuilding the body's resilience one step at a time." You feel that truth settle in, like the soft creak of chairs you lean forward, ready to explore what it means to thrive. Living well isn't about perfection. It's about motion. You picture yourself lacing up sneakers, stepping outside where the air smells of damp earth or city pavement. Light exercise, maybe a walk through a park, the crunch of gravel underfoot, or gentle stretches that make your muscles hum, is your armor. It's not just about keeping your heart strong. It's about reminding yourself that you're here, moving, alive. A historical truth anchors you. In the 1970s, studies from the American Heart Association began showing that regular physical activity could lower stroke risk by improving blood flow and vessel health. It's a discovery that feels like a gift from the past, handed to you to use now. A curious tidbit? Early rehabilitation programs for stroke survivors sometimes included ballroom dancing, an oddly charming way to rebuild coordination and confidence. You're not just moving your body. You're adapting, learning to weave health into your days like a thread through fabric. Dr. Joel Stein, a stroke rehabilitation specialist, notes, adaptability is key. Small changes in routine, like daily walks or mindful eating, can rewire the body's defenses. You imagine swapping an elevator for stairs, feeling your breath quicken, your heart steady. Or maybe it's choosing water over soda, the coolness refreshing a way that feels like a small victory. The historians still debate whether lifestyle interventions can fully offset genetic predispositions to stroke, a question that lingers like a shadow. But you don't need to solve that puzzle. You just need to keep moving, to adapt, to make choices that feel like promises to yourself. This adaptability is personal. You think of someone you know, maybe a grandparent who took up Tai Chi after a health scare, their slow, deliberate movements like a quiet rebellion against time. Or maybe it's you, carving out 10 minutes a day to stretch, feeling your body loosen, your mind clear. It's not about grand gestures. It's about consistency, about showing up for yourself. You notice the way sunlight dances on the floor, and it feels like an invitation to keep going, to live in a way that honors your body's strength. Stroke may be a risk, but it's not your story. Your story is in the steps you take, the choices you make, the life you build. As you lean back, the room feels softer, almost like it's breathing with you. You're not just avoiding danger. You're crafting a life that feels vibrant, intentional. You're ready to carry this forward, to discover what it means to not just survive, but to grow stronger, more resilient with every day. The path is clear, and you're already walking it one steady step at a time. You've learned to move, to adapt, to live with intention, but now you're ready to face something deeper. Resilience. It's the kind of strength that doesn't just prevent or prepare, it rebuilds. Dr. Stephen C. Kramer, a stroke recovery expert, once said, resilience after stroke is not just about surviving. It's about rediscovering purpose, reclaiming life one determined step at a time. You feel those words like a pulse, steady and sure, urging you to keep going. Resilience is personal, raw, human. You picture someone, a neighbor, a friend, maybe even yourself, whose face strokes shadow and refuse to let it define them. Maybe it's the way they relearn to hold a spoon, their hand trembling but stubborn, or how they walked again, each step a small defiance against despair. A historical truth grounds you. In the 1980s, the advent of stroke rehabilitation units, pioneered by researchers like Dr. John Sam Bruce, showed that structured therapy could restore function even months after a stroke. It's a testament to the body's ability to fight back, to rewire itself. A curious detail? Early stroke rehab often included music therapy, with patients tapping to rhythms to retrain their brains. Proof that even science finds room for a little soul. You're not just thinking about recovery. You're imagining what it means to rise. Dr. Nicole L. Spartano, a researcher in stroke prevention, notes, resilience is built through persistence, small, daily efforts to move, to connect, to believe in tomorrow. You see yourself in those efforts, maybe joining a community walking group, the chatter and laughter lifting your spirits as much as the exercise. Or maybe it's quieter, sitting with a journal, writing down what you're grateful for, each word a brick in your foundation. The historians still debate whether the brain's plasticity, its ability to relearn after injury, is as limitless as once hoped. That question hums in the background, but it doesn't dim your focus. You're building resilience now, not just for a crisis, but for a life that feels full, unbroken. This strength isn't solitary. You think of the stories around you, people who faced stroke and found ways to laugh again, to love, to live. Maybe the parent who, after a scare, started painting, their brushstrokes shaky but bold. Or a stranger at the gym, their slow treadmill pace a testament to grit. You feel connected to them, part of a quiet army of resilience. The room's shadows deepen, but they don't feel heavy. They're soft, like a reminder that even in darkness, you can find light. Stroke may test you, but it doesn't own you. You're learning to stand taller, to carry your purpose like a torch, to see every day as a chance to rebuild. As you sit there, the air cool against your skin, you feel a shift. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about growing stronger, wiser, more alive. You're ready to carry this forward, to embrace the final steps of this journey, to find the purpose that ties it all together. The path is yours, and you're walking with a heart full of resolve, ready for whatever comes next. Each step has built you into someone who doesn't just face stroke's shadow, but stands taller in its presence. You're ready for the culmination of this journey, to weave together every lesson into a purpose that feels alive, vibrant, eternal. Dr. Gregory W. Albers, a stroke research pioneer, once said, "To live beyond stroke is to embrace a life of intention, where every choice reflects a commitment to health and meaning." You feel those words resonate, like the final note of a song that lingers in the air, urging you to claim your story. This purpose isn't abstract. It's in the way you move through the world. You see yourself waking each morning not with fear, but with a quiet vow to honor your body. You check your blood pressure. The monitor's soft beep, a reminder of your discipline. You walk, maybe along a path where the breeze carries the scent of pine. Each step a declaration of life. You're not just preventing stroke. You're building a legacy of choices that ripple outward. A historical truth anchors you. In 2003, the approval of tissue plasminogen activator, TPA, as a clot-dissolving treatment revolutionized stroke care, giving survivors a fighting chance if treated quickly. It's a milestone that feels like a promise. Science is on your side. A quirky detail? Early TPA trials were nearly halted because researchers worried patients wouldn't reach hospitals fast enough. A reminder of how time shapes this fight. You're learning, too, from every moment of this journey. Dr. Heidi M. Shambra, a neurologist, notes, learning to live well after stroke risk means embracing every day as a chance to grow, to refine, to choose courage. You imagine yourself pausing to breathe deeply, feeling your chest rise and fall, or sharing a laugh with someone you love, the sound bright against the quiet. The historians still debate whether modern stroke treatments overpromise recovery, with some arguing that outcomes vary too widely to predict. That uncertainty doesn't shake you. You're not chasing guarantees. You're chasing a life that feels full, where every choice, every walk, every healthy meal, every moment of gratitude is a brushstroke on your canvas. This is your climax, the moment where purpose crystallizes. You're not defined by what could happen, but by what you do now. You see others in your mind, those who face stroke, who relearn to walk, to speak, to love. Their stories are yours, too, a tapestry of human strength. You feel the room around you. It's stillness a canvas for your resolve. Stroke may be a risk, but it's not your master. You're the one writing the story, choosing each word, each step, each breath with intention. You're not just surviving, you're thriving, building a life that shines with meaning. As the light fades completely, you feel a gentle warmth within. The journey has brought you here, to a place of empowerment, where every choice is a victory, every moment a gift. You're ready to carry this forward, not just for yourself, but for those you love, for the world you touch. The path is yours, and it's radiant with possibility.